podcast world. This is Caribbean Power Lunch, where we feature Black-owned businesses. I am your host, Kevin Valley, and joining me today we have Celine Griffith.
Oh, hi. Podcast world, it's always my pleasure to be with you guys.
Celine, you almost missed your cue there. Celine, I think today we're about to record another epic one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, we did Rome, Brendan, we had boy Rankin from St. Lucia. I think we have another star inside the Captain Studios this evening. Yeah. This guy here, he's a thinker. You know, he says so on his Instagram, he's a thinker. It's like, wow. He's a thinker, influencer, brand ambassador, entrepreneur, barbershop owner. He's a comedian, but no. He is not a clown.
Not a clown.
He is not a clown.
I can't wait for him to explain that one to me, though.
No. No, they're comedians out there. Comedians are professional. Are they professional clowns, or is it like comedy is more like a business to you than to say something you just make people laugh?
I think it's more of a business. It's a business, I believe.
Okay, so do you make people laugh for free? Like if, I didn't pay you to come here. So
no, of course. That's why I started.
Okay, get 2 jokes here. I see you went on a host round there.
Yeah. Let's not go into that dark place. Yeah. Let's make it light.
I think you really seemed upset in that post, though.
Yeah. It was disrespectful, honestly. I didn't like it at all.
Hey, but it's a pleasure to have you here. Keevo.
Thank you very much.
Keevan Lewis. So what I find interesting about you, though, Keevo, is that, all right, so some people build businesses, right? Some people even build businesses that become platforms for other businesses. But other people like you, they build themselves into a platform.
Right.
You know? So that said, just last night I was doing my research, saying I didn't find some information on Keevo here. I'm surprised. I'm going to come with something here. Right. So Google Keevan Lewis interview. And what pops up? I see a link to a video. Right. And I know Keevan to be, he's in his car, he's recording these videos, a selfie camera and everything. And it's a 1 minute clip, and he's addressing a particular very important issue, like the increase in KFC prices the other day.
Yes.
And that's important.
And I really, I have strong feelings about that. But in this video, I see you have on glasses, first of all. I didn't even know you wear glasses. I've 6-7 years and I have never seen you post a video with glasses. But you're wearing glasses, you have on a blazer, you have on a suit, and you're walking slowly towards the camera with gazing into the eye of the camera. Then you're talking all slow and everything. What is this couple up TT? What is that about?
Oh, well, couple ups TT, that started as an idea that I saw with Oprah. Oprah did something called Black Love. And I saw it as something that would really do well in Trinidad. And because we have such a multicultural and diverse society and interracial marriages, etc., I thought it to be a very, very good platform and a very good idea to bring to Trinidad, because a lot of people have the idea that marriages are doomed to fail. Relationships don't work.
Well, 50% divorce rate, right?
Yeah, divorce rate. And we project that so much. Everybody knows that, all right, marriages fail, people break up, etc. But no one is actually marketing or sending the message of the formula for marriage to last 50 and 60 years. Because I know people who have been married 60 and 50 years. Yeah. So why not set a platform for people to know what the formula is? It's not some formula set in stone, but everybody has their own formula. And being able to say, listen, this thing is possible, can now give the confidence to those who want to get into that type of vocation. Listen, this is some of the things that we fundamentally would need, and we have to make our own, formula ourselves.
Okay, so you're a love guy now.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Nice, man. Yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah, so.
All right. So while preparing for this interview, I read up what not to ask a comedian. And they say the 2 things you do not ask a comedian is, so how did you get your start? Or when did you realize that you were funny?
Okay.
So that said, how did you get your start?
Well, I'll tell you how it started. I was the class clown in primary school.
So you were a clown?
Yeah, I was a class clown. I was the one to make all the jokes, right? And I was in Cub Scouts, and I gave a joke while we were on camp. And, well, everybody laughed, etc. But it got back to the scout leader. And it was a rude joke. And my scout leader knows my parents. He knew my parents, everybody. And I got back to my mother. All right.
Oh no, I hate when that
And
happens. So
I was like about 8.
Mm.
And my mother scolded me and told me, never disrespect women. When you speak, when you tell a joke, don't have to use vulgar language. You're too bright for that. Right? And from that day,
Good advice.
Right? From that day, I swore to never publicize myself as a vulgar comedian. So I maintain that today, where I am a clean comedian, my comedy is for family, and it will always be so because it reaches a larger audience, of course. So that's why I got my start at 8 years old. I said, all right, I'm funny, yes, but I can be funnier if I don't use vulgarity.
Yeah, because that's interesting. Because that's actually what I noticed. Is like I could actually share your post with my mom, and we could both laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are many comedians, even local comedians. You know, for instance, Jared, I love you.
Yeah. But Jared is a special market.
I cannot share.
And his followers are die hard. They are not going to leave. But Jared is a special market.
No, I love Jared, but I cannot share Jared's videos with my mom. That would be awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could take her to a comedy show with him. You know, it's like, ooh, you know, when you never had that birds and the bees talk with your mother, don't carry it.
He's a brave guy, and I really respect his art form.
Yeah. He's also a killer salesman, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So behind all this content that you produce, behind all these shows that you do, behind all these brands that you represent and everything that you've built yourself into, what is your main mission and purpose? So why did you want to get into comedy? I know that you realized you're funny at 8 and you wanted to be respectful to women, you want to make people laugh and everything, but it must be like a bigger reason. Is it that you try to just cheer people up, try to get people to think positive, you try to motivate people? What is it?
Well, for me, comedy was my defense mechanism in school, right? You get bullied all the time. And because of my wit, I was able to use my comedy to defend myself. And because you're bullied, you tend to feel lonely because you don't really have much friends, right? So I never want someone to feel alone when they listen to me. So when I speak and talk about issues, so if I talk about, I did a blog regarding things you find in a Trini kitchen.
Right.
And you say, wait now, I have a half an onion in my kitchen too.
Well, I like the bottle of bitters.
Like the bottle of bitters, right?
Right, that you never
I tell
replace.
yourself, wait now, it's not me alone now. Right? So when you have inclusion, you have a sense of belonging and you are part of something. So when I do my comedy, it's all about inclusion. So I talk about something that everybody could relate to. And now they don't feel alone. So when they laugh, they're not laughing at me much. I'm just bringing to them what they experience. So they're laughing at themselves. So the mission for me in comedy is really making sure that the person doesn't feel alone when they're listening to me. So it's not something that they can't relate to, that I only experience. That's, it might be funny, but they're not going to laugh much. So that's my main purpose in terms of the comedy aspect.
Okay, so it's like you're tapping into their train of thought.
Yes. Yeah.
Because quite a few of those videos I've looked at and I found myself saying, it's true. So I'm sure I'm not the only person saying that, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. That's the number one comment is true. And the second most popular comment is, why are you in my head? So, that is very popular. Yeah.
So you've been doing this for how long? Is it 9 years now?
About 9 years. I've been 9 years. I started in an underground platform called One Mic. I started in San Fernando. I'm from San Fernando. I'm from South, right? Born in Pointe Pe. Grew up in Pointe Pe most of my life. And it was an underground platform. And I was hosting the actual night. So I would do a little ad lib and do a little comedic poetry. And eventually it just segued into me using the mic alone, no paper, and talking about issues. And it became something I loved.
Nice.
I decided to put it on a social media.
Wow, so you have that natural talent for public speaking already.
Yeah, you could say so. Yeah. I've been in drama. I've done choir, all those things. So being in front of a crowd is nothing that, phases me per se. Once I'm confident in what I'm doing. Yeah.
But as you mentioned, being in front of a crowd, you still get that little bit of nervousness when you're in front of an audience.
Actually, before every comedic set, I don't think anybody's going to laugh. But as soon as I grab the mic, I'm a different person, right? I'm a beast when I'm on stage.
Right.
But before I'm an overthinker. So I see the set, I see this could probably go wrong and etc. But once I'm on stage, That's all behind me. So it happens every single time. But thankfully, I've only bombed once, and I will explain that probably later on.
Yeah.
That I want to hear about.
Yeah.
So another interview tip I read, right? I read a lot of tips, is to establish common ground with your interview subject, right? So when I look at you and I look at me, right, I think we're similar, right?
Yeah.
Right? We both use what we have, right? You use your car. Have you had the same car for the past 6 years? Because it's like the same.
No.
Wait.
The
How could you
vehicle.
tell, Kevin? How?
No. I've had the same car for the past 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. The other car is no longer there.
Okay,
Thankfully.
okay.
Yeah.
So you have a car studio.
Yeah, the car studio. That's where I'm myself.
So he uses a car studio. I use a cabin studio.
Wow.
You use your car, I use my couch. Similarity.
Yeah.
We're both tall.
Yeah.
We both love KFC and are very upset about the price increase.
Yeah. That's it for me there.
And Celine, we're both hilarious, right?
You're hilarious.
Crickets.
No, he's hilarious.
Let me do that.
He's hilarious.
Let me do the comedy part, right? You do the interviews.
May not do. Yeah, he
Let's
might
not do
be
that.
he might actually be the clown.
Okay.
That clown that you're not.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? One of my listeners, a friend in Canada who lives in Canada, she said to me, "Said Kevin, you are hilarious. You should start a comedy podcast."
Right.
Right? Look, you're looking
All
at
right,
it.
all
Right?
right.
She said, you should start a comedy podcast. So I said, you find so? All right. So I said, So I messaged my sister who lives abroad, right? Because I know she'll always give me a nice detailed assessment.
Yeah.
She's big on words and everything. She'll give me a nice explanation, give me a nice size up, a nice, feedback. So I messaged her and I said, "Hey sis, you think I'm funny enough to do a comedy podcast?" And her response was, "Nah."
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The ones that love you tell you the truth.
Well, from there, that dream was dead.
Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Yeah.
God bless her.
Pick up yourself. All right. So in terms of your content creation, right, we want to know what happens before you hit that record button, right? So in terms of your videos that you're putting on Instagram or that you've been putting on for on YouTube up to 2 years ago, right? How do you psych up yourself? How do you energize yourself? Like, oh gosh, all right, I have to record this. I have to be consistent. I have to put out this content. Right. What is that process like? What goes through your head?
There is no process per se. It's always a bolt of lightning that hits my brain and tells me, pull that aside and talk about this. Sometimes in conversation during the day, someone will say something that's unique and I never heard it before, and I would laugh, note it, and say, all right, this is something to talk about. So it's never a planned, Monday, I'm going to plan for the week what I'm going to talk about. It doesn't work like that. It has to be organic. It has to be real. And if I happen to see something today, I'll talk about it. If I don't see it, then you don't get a video today. Right?
Okay.
In those spaces, I may put something motivational or something from the past, etc. But unless it hits me 110%, I'm not going to put it out. So that's how it works.
All right, because I noticed that you put out videos something like every 2 to 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So I was wondering if there was a strategy behind that, or if it's just like, hey, I saw something yesterday, so bam, take.
Well, now, because of how I work and how life is, when you put expectations on people, and you say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, tune in, it may fail because I can't post at this time, I'm not in my car this time, etc. So there's always the anxiety of the viewer that, listen, I ain't seen nothing in 2 days. Look, something dropped today. And they're so excited now. As opposed to knowing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, nah. Especially if it's something fun. If it's something that is serious and you want to structure, that's fine. But I think it's better when you have that anxiety and the listener is always waiting to see what's going to drop today or tomorrow. So that's how it works. And I know that I should at least put 3 videos out a week, or every 2 weeks I should have 5 videos, whether it be funny or serious. So be consistent and be relevant and be in the face of the listener. 5 for me is a standard number.
And it has to be in your car?
Yes. I think my car has become my studio.
Okay,
because
just to have that some sort of a signature. Or
a signature thing as well. And also because I drive to work by myself and I come home by myself, it's where I think right? So everybody knows it's just me, the listener, and Keevo, as opposed to Keevo and noise all over. It's me and Keevo Nika.
I like that you wear your seatbelt though.
Yes.
Remember, he's a safety officer.
Yes.
Safety man.
Yeah. But most times, well, every time I pull to the side of the road, so I'm parked doing my blogs.
But as we mentioned, safety. What led you to study that in that vein at UE?
I started with the environmental course, and then I did some safety as well, because I like finding solutions to problems.
Okay.
Right. So safety is really about maintaining a certain order and ensuring that if a problem is has occurred, you can find a solution to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Right.
So it's all about preventative maintenance by creating a framework so people can work safely and, most importantly, changing the culture.
Right.
Because working in safety in Trinidad and Tobago is very difficult because the culture is not a safety culture.
Correct.
We drive on the shoulder. We talk on the phone. We drink and drive. People will buy beers and just jump in the car and go wherever they have to go. So that culture to bring into an organization is difficult. So you're going to get people who are accustomed to taking a shortcut. So the challenge is changing our culture, because if you do it 8 to 4, more than likely you might try to do it when you get home, but it's not easy. But it's a good challenge.
Okay, so safety is a really big thing for you.
Yeah, safety is a big thing for me. I'm not saying that I'm perfect as well. I'm not saying that I do everything by the book.
Well, I noticed you mentioned that you pull aside when you're recording your
yes,
stuff.
I do pull aside.
You're very conscious of it.
Yeah, very conscious.
I mean, it'll be kind of funny / awkward if while you're recording you see a policeman come up and give you a ticket.
Yeah, that'll be classic. Yeah.
So are you funny at work?
Yes.
This is just who you are.
Yeah, this is who I am. So thankfully, I have a group of friends that I work with that they are just like me. Right? We party together, we lime together. So it's easy for us to be ourselves. So it's not rigid. Work is work. You get the stresses, but thankfully, I'm around people that make things comfortable and they give me content. I have a friend that always gives me content, and they say, "Listen, you got to pay me for that." So I got a lot of content from her.
So your friend give you 2 jokes, you pay them for it?
I pay them with love.
I like that.
Yeah, love is the best payment.
currency.
You can't get better than that.
Yeah.
But you can't afford the increase in KFC
Yeah.
with love. It's like, I really love KFC,
Yeah.
Can I please have a dinner special?
Oh, well, that's different. That's different.
KFC, yes.
All right. So how do you actually map out the anatomy of your jokes? Because, I mean, it's not just about, just say it and, people might laugh, do you spend all the time structuring your jokes, or does it just come to you?
I don't spend much time. If I have to do an actual live set, I structure it. But I make sure that when I speak, it's proper diction for, other listeners, etc., who may be in the States, etc. I make it local. I make sure I keep it local. And make sure that my reference points are things that people could relate to. Yes. Right? So if it's something that only I know, I can't say that. Even though it's going to be funny to me. I have to make sure that my reference points are, so if I say, all right, why you have powder on your neck? Are you Cleopatra Borel? Right? Right? So people will laugh. Right? Because they know Cleopatra Borel, short put. They know she had powder on her neck because she chose short put. Right? So I can't say something that is so outlandish that nobody what's the reference? How does that marry? So that's what I do. I ensure that people can relate to what I do. That's part of the structuring. Yeah.
And you keep it nice and local and relevant. So, say you're performing in Zen for Trinidad, so you mentioned the Royal Castle song. And,
yes.
Island Finance song.
Yes.
Island Finance too?
Yeah, Island Finance. That's a big tune. That's a nation building song.
Which one?
Need a loan that's hassle-free. Island Finance. That is a national song, right?
Yeah. So, but Keevo, you could sing.
Yeah, I was in choir, but my laughing has probably affected my vocal cords. Yeah, so probably.
Finally hit that Island Finance.
Yeah. That's good training.
That could be in your next business day.
You never know. You
could sing 2 songs there.
Yeah, guitar and Keevo. You never know.
But do you do, because I know they have quite a few comedy shows popping up now, like competitions. Do you take part in those things? They have something called Hall Your Mic or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's my friend Simi. Simi is doing a fantastic job in, bringing comedians from wherever they are out of the bushes to come and, try to make somebody laugh, and it's been doing really well. But I don't really. I'm not big on the competition. I kind of like Kes. It's a mission, not a competition.
I love it.
So you do it for the love, you don't do it for the likes.
I do it for the love, not for the likes, but I do it for the price too.
Well, I hear that, but what the price is love.
If the
like
price
you just said.
Well, yeah, there's always love. Love is always sprinkled all over the price, right? So,
Podcast world, if you need to hire Keevo, bring some love.
Bring some love.
But
right?
as you mentioned, Simi, just now, I know she has quite a few mixed reviews that she gets from people and stuff like that. Because she doesn't care what comes out her mouth. How do you deal with, or do you get any negative feedback from some of your listeners and that kind of thing? Because any feedback is good feedback.
Yeah, any feedback is good feedback.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about the day I bombed, right? I was working on contract with Randy Glasgow, right? And I went to Deep South. And now Randy Glasgow's brand is different from my brand. And I went down there and I did my type of comedy, which is the Dave Chappelle type of comedy.
Right.
They're not accustomed to that.
They would do the crawling on stage.
The Larry Joseph.
Right, okay.
That type of comedy, which works for them. I thought, listen, funny. I could go down there and do well. 5 minutes in, mobile, get off the stage now, right? And I am there in front of about 300 people, and men cussing and getting on and saying, "Get off the stage! I don't want this man nuts, man."
And you went south, and nobody pelted you with an orange.
Nobody pelted me with
hometown.
In your hometown,
deep south. Let's go deep south, right? That was, I think, New Grant, and it taught me the lesson that you have to stick to your market. You don't have to spread out. Respect that market. If you are going into that market, give them what they want, right? Don't try to do anything different. Make sure and give them what they want. And I thought I could convert them. They don't want to be converted.
No.
They want to laugh. And I learned from that and told myself, listen, it's not my brand. It's not what I'm going to do. Respect the brand. Let it happen. But don't put yourself in that position again. Because at the end of the day,
in that moment,
it was terrible.
I know.
Trust me. Because I was into the jokes and I had it mapped out in my head. I had to walk off. I walked off and I said, thank you very much. And that was it.
So you just walk off and you go?
Yeah.
You went straight
I just
home
made
after?
me, yeah, of course. Yeah. I bought a pie and I went home.
To buy a
it
pie.
did my kids.
Yeah. And that was the first time I actually invited one of my friends to come, right? My best friend, right? My business partner from Black Sheep, Mark. I said, come down now. And Mark is, boy, I wanted to hug you, boy. Because it was painful, but
I wasn't there, not feeling it now.
Yeah.
Why
Yes,
am I
but
feeling embarrassed?
this is the
Yeah.
I might
thing.
have
If
to edit
it
this
was
out
for
of
love,
it.
if it was for love, right? It would have hurt more. But it was for the price.
It was for the price.
Yeah, I get paid. So
Well, I mean, all right.
say what? I learn.
Win-win.
Yeah, I win. So
Yeah.
so it goes.
So you mentioned Black Sheep.
Now, Black Sheep started because my best friend Mark Anthony and I, we were at UB together, and we found it difficult to walk from the south part of campus to the main road to find a barber, right? And plus, crime was prevalent at that time, and late in the night, etc. All that walking, we didn't want that to happen. So we tried and tried. We went to different entities to get a loan and whatnot, and they told us, listen, are you all barbers? I said, no. We just want to provide a platform for barbers to get here. They said, no, we want barbers. I said, but I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not about that, right? So they said, no, we're not going to give any money. So thankfully, we pushed and pushed.
Was Island Finance did you that?
No, not Island Finance, right?
After all the endorsement.
No. But I ain't going to call the name, right? Ned. We're gonna right? So we're going to move. So they said no, other people said no. And thankfully, we got a loan approved and we started Barbershop in 2010. 5 years it took us to finally get through. And we wanted not only to provide the service, we wanted to ensure that the young men coming into a barbershop get more than just the service of getting their haircut. So Black Sheep stands for business, leadership, awareness, and charity.
Oh, I thought it was because you were black.
Well, that too.
Wow.
But
I keep trying with the jokes and I just keep missing.
But the whole Black Sheep concept is, everybody says dare to be different, right? So be the Black Sheep, right? So the business, leadership, awareness, and charity is us ensuring that the young men that come into the shop get some information that makes them an all-round student. Because when you leave university, you know your books, right? But sometimes they just cram out and you pass all the exams and you still don't know anything.
Right.
But we want to provide them with tools for them to be all-rounded adults. So business, understanding how to manage yourself as a business, as a person, you pay your bills on time, etc. If you want to be an entrepreneur, we could provide a platform for you. Leadership, you want to be a father, you want to be a manager, those things are important as well. Awareness, understanding that the conversations are going to change. So you can't talk to somebody about FET for the next 20 years. Right. You have to talk about stocks, right? Investment banking, that kind of thing. Accounting, insurance, etc.
Market Brokers Limited.
Right? So all those things we have to change, right? And charity. When you get a platform, you have to be able to give back to somebody and let them come up as well. So that was the goal behind it, right? It's been a challenge, of course, with every business, but that's our major goal. Being able to provide a platform and franchise it. We want to become the first franchisable barbershop. Probably start through universities, UTT, etc., and then franchise on the outside.
And these barbers are skilled barbers.
Yes. We have gone through many barbers in those 8 years, but all of them were very well, very skilled. And one actually left, and he has his own shop in Arima. So, and he was one of the best barbers that I've seen. He was actually the guy that did Ravi B's hair, Olatunji's hair, all those designs. That's him, Ken Ross.
Yeah. Is he affordable?
Yeah, well, if you want a design, you can't pay normal price. So if you want something fancy in the hair, you can't pay normal price. So if you're willing to do it.
No problem. I just want to make my barber nervous. I want to make my barber a little nervous, Lauren.
Congratulations on that initiative, though.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is something really nice. But I mean, you're a guy. You're big on business, right? So you started a business networking platform as well.
Yeah. Well, through Black Sheep, we did 2 conferences about some time ago, but we started one called Educate, where we got different leaders in their fields, an accountant, a business owner, motivational speaker, to come in and talk about these aspects of adulthood. That was our first conference. And the second conference, we actually linked with somebody from Coca-Cola in Atlanta. And we did a video conference where she spoke about branding. We got an entrepreneur from South Africa to video conferencing.
Nice.
And also a local entrepreneur by the name of Roger Moore. He's actually franchise holder for Cash Flow Club. I'm not sure if you know about Robert Kiyosaki.
I have that game inside my room.
Right. So he's actually the franchise holder for the brand in Trinidad. And he was able to come in and talk about the importance of business ownership, entrepreneurship, investment, etc.
But that game though, I have had that game for several years now, and I have friends who are in finance. I think I've played that game 3 times.
You need to play it some more time. Trust me, boy. It is real life. If I did not go through that process and that program, I don't think there would have been anything. I would not have been here talking to you.
Seriously?
Yeah. Playing that game changed my perspective on a lot of things. Basically, the rat race. So, as you would know. So, getting out of the rat race.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The other brand that I have called Pump, right? We also had a conference last year called Contact, where we brought businesses together and business owners were able to talk to each other, normal networking. And we had Rome, right? And another guy.
Big Up Rome, episode 4.
Rome, episode 4, right? Rome gave his insight into business ownership, because Rome is a monster when it comes to business. I don't know how Rome works and does everything else, but he's a monster.
He writes it down.
By
the second.
System.
The system. Very good.
Yeah.
So that. Yeah.
And he's a CIC man. I have to plug CIC every time. I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay. All the best with that.
Pick up your presentation.
Oh yeah, well, presentation college.
Keevo, funny enough, how I discovered you several years ago. I was still living at home, and my brother actually put me onto your YouTube channel.
Right. Okay.
Right? And he's looking at
what's boy?
Yeah, YouTube, right? And he's like, "Who's this fella?" He said, and my brother said, "This is a CIC man." So I immediately felt proud. I was like, "Well, it makes sense."
Why would he say that?
I don't know, but he said, "This is a CIC man, Sean." And he said, "This is a CIC man," and I felt so proud. I was like, "Well, that makes sense. I mean, he's out there, he's doing good, he's making these jokes. I mean, yeah." And for several years, I claimed you as a CIC man only.
Wow, that's unfortunate. Respect to your
what was unfortunate was a couple years ago, when I heard that you did not go to CIC, I was like, oh, I was sad. I was like, oh, well, so he's not one. Okay, well, I mean, I guess he's still a good guy.
Yeah.
That didn't go to CIC.
Well, I'm a Southie, as I said.
Well, I just...
So, Press San Fernando is my home, but I respect the CICs, the QRs. I have some good friends,
Well, I mean, when you say the CICZ Curious, anyway, let me leave Curious.
Yeah,
Big up Curious every time. Big up Patty, big up everybody. Big up the whole of podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I lose listeners out.
Oh, tell us some more about Pump.
Well, Pump started in the back of my house. My business partner in this venture was Kern Batiste. All right, we went to school together and we were roommates, and we told ourselves, listen, see, it have so much boat rides going on. Why don't we throw our own boat ride and make it unique? So we started in 2017 with our first boat ride because we always had a problem with the DJs. As you would see on my, I don't like when DJs come
and talk.
Oh my
right?
gosh, yes.
And you come and play the same set that the other guy is going to play.
Yes.
So I hear the same 10 songs for 3 hours. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So we created that. Well, I wouldn't say a new concept, but we want to bring back the fact that you can play for 3 hours and not hear the same song twice. Right?
Nice.
So our boat ride is going to be from 2000 to 2006. That DJ is in charge of that era to play all the hits, 6 to 12, 12 to current. So we thought it would bring that vibe where you hear tunes that you haven't heard in a while, and it will make you say, "Oh Lord," right? So that's the name of our boat ride, "Oh Lord." Right?
Oh,
so when you reach there and you hear tunes in here in a while, when you hear Precious riding it,
you
say,
play that?
Of course we're going to play that. We're going to play that.
Oh Lord.
Right? So we'll make it, look at that. That's what we want. That's what we want. Tunes to make it say, "Oh Lord."
Oh Lord. I love that song.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
So Pump is really that brand, and we just want to be. We're not trying to be, the Caesar's Army and the candy coated and the Scotches. We do want to provide something different. So we mix business and pleasure. So you have a boat ride. Probably later down in the year, you come to a business event because we're all about development of the person. You come like yourself, and you get something to learn from.
Well, this boat ride's going real good. This is
So
May 20th.
May 20th, Point Loma,
What time is it?
3 to 7 p.m. I'm over 30. I don't play them games in late night pumping, right? So by 7, time to go home. You could wash. You could dry your clothes, right? You could make your food for Monday and Tuesday. And get 8 hours sleep. We don't play them games, sir. We don't play them games at all.
Yeah, but the thing is for me, like after boat ride, I have to eat KFC, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen now,
No, well, there is food available, There's bacon shark, right? There's pumpkin soup, sir. Right?
Pumpkin soup.
Yeah,
I love pumpkin soup.
Yeah, there's pumpkin soup.
Oh Lord.
I think I'm going to go to this event.
Right? Yeah, it's pumpkin soup.
Yeah.
The concept behind the pumpkin soup, our name is Pump. Right? So it's Pump dash Kin.
Pump dash Kin.
Kin is the family. So we're the Pump family.
Oh yes.
So it's a signature. There's a signature drink serving.
I love
gonna
family.
get that. We're gonna get soup every time. At every event, you get pumpkin soup.
Okay. And protein. What about the protein?
Protein. We don't have protein, but we have Polori. Right? We have Polori. Right. We have.
But that's carbs, Keith.
Yeah, that's it. Right. We have no protein, but we have Polori on a stick. Right? You get some Polori skewers.
At least it's on a stick, I guess.
Yeah. All right. We have so much surprises.
Everything
there.
tastes better, but it's on a stick, right?
Yeah. We have so much surprises there. Trust me.
How do you keep your face so serious when you give it? No, that is the part. And I think that's what makes it so funny, though.
Everybody asks that now, and I think it works well with me. I don't really laugh. I just allow you all to, laugh at it, and I remain serious. Yeah.
But I find like a lot of the delivery of your jokes is always like, but why this man vexed? Who get this man so vexed?
Well, I learned that from one of my uncles. He's a success coach, right? So I went through a success program when I was younger.
What?
All right? And your levels, when you change your levels, you create passion in the other person. So when I say, hey, you had to do it.
Right.
Yeah, but I had to do it. So
when I'm passionate right
about it, you understand? When I'm passionate about it, other person says on the other side, well, yes, boy, this man making sense, right? So when you say something with passion, you get people to move. Just like any coach. Use your passion, get people to move. And I'm angry people. So somebody said, listen, you'll both have been in your head just now, But I ain't angry per se, right? So it's me putting on a persona of anger to get people passionate. Because when you're angry about something, you are moved to action, right? Whatever gets you angry, you say, listen, this has to stop. So I use that passion to get people to move or follow or tell somebody else, hey, this man talking sense, boy.
You're talking about your following, though. So, you've been able to amass a following of something like 25,000. Now, just for anybody, that's a whole lot. But especially somebody from the Caribbean,
right,
who's not Marshall.
Yeah.
That is a whole lot too. Like, how were you able to build that following? I know you talking about it before we started recording. You know, you said that's all organic. You didn't do any paid anything. You know, there's no bots and all of that.
No. So, I believe that if somebody is following me, it should be because they want to. So I did every single blog and every single post without any hashtags. I didn't do much hashtags and hashtag this, so I didn't do much of that.
Wow.
Right. So I left it as that. So when somebody sees it, the person that sees it is the seller. So they see it and say, hey, watch this man. So you see people tagging and say, hey, you gotta follow this guy. So it's not about me connecting to everything that is not me. It's really about making sure I organically move from 0 to 25,000. And it just had to happen. Right? I read a book from Malcolm Gladwell that spoke about your 10,000 hours. In order to be successful, you have to put in at least 10,000 hours. And at that point, the tipping point, it will happen. And it happened this year with Kes. Right? I did the Kes remix and it happened. And what I learned was that you have to listen to people. People are sending you messages that you don't know about. Right? What I was initially doing, I used to do my blogs in my work uniform.
Right.
And somebody pulled me square and said, listen, you can't do that, boy. Even though you're clean, even though you're funny, that's not the brand that they represent. Yeah. So you can't do that. I listened to that. And after that, I garnered like about 2,000 followers from, I believe, Marshall Montano posting one of my videos. Then another friend of mine kept telling me, Keevan, why do you tag yourself and put your handle in your videos? I say, I'm too lazy for that, girl. I just want to do my videos and post it. I don't want to have to edit anything. I don't want to do that. He said, keep doing it. Why don't do it? I said, oh gosh, I'll do it because he's my friend. And the first time I did it was when I did the Kes video. And Kes video was posted and people saw Keevo TV come across the screen. So immediately they know where to follow. Right? Because many of my videos were being taken and put on different platforms, but people don't know who's this guy. Right? So they would put the repost and say, hey, at Keevo TV, they're not going to do that. But because they saw Keevo TV now, that Kes video was the first time I put my name on the video. And from there, skyrocket. So it's really about listening to people, and God works in mysterious ways. So that message was very clear to me.
So would you advise somebody who's now starting out to not put any hashtags in their posts?
It's really up to you. It's who you want to connect to, but I just like the idea of being organic and just staying true to yourself. So people who do this all, follow me and tagging themselves in other people's video to get forward, and it's just not my thing. You
see, sometimes people will actually follow you, but they don't take in the content.
Yeah.
So for you to, amass your followers, it's because people are genuinely interested in what you're producing.
Correct. A lot of people message me, DM and say, listen, I look forward to your videos every single day. Somebody just called me at 10 o'clock in the night last night from New York to say they love my videos. I know how to get my number, but she just called and said, listen, I love your videos. And
my girlfriend, she said, do you follow Keevo? I said, well, I'm not sure. I follow a lot of people and I'm not sure.
Right.
And she's like, she sends me, she will send me the link and send me the video. And I'm like, but if I'm following him, of course I'll see it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But you have to watch it. Make sure to watch it now.
Make sure I watch that one.
Yeah.
She was too excited to hear that I was interviewing you this evening. So,
All right. Yeah, because I remember there was a period in time this is even after I found out you did not go to CIC, that I used to binge on Keevo videos. I was like, all right, I have to catch up. So I watched it all and I was like, wait, this is some amazing content. And Celine, today, I felt like a bite up shilling because I saw Keevo TV started following you. It's like, what? A reach, boy. Caribbean Power Lunch podcast world. We have reached.
Lord. But the part where you stress on the fact that you're not a clown. What, are you throwing shade for something? Or
No.
What's that about?
Well, my idols in the comedy business, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart's Energy. Locally,
I like how you specify Kevin Hart's energy.
Yeah, his energy. He's a very good storyteller.
Yes.
Right? So those are my major ones, but Dave Chappelle is the pinnacle for me. And for me, I don't see the comedy as just doing it for the laugh.
Right.
Which means doing whatever you need to do to get that person to laugh. degrading yourself and your personal principles to get somebody to laugh, right?
Right.
Dave Chappelle went wherever he went because he had some principles that he didn't want to be compromised. That's the same thing I think about. Right. So I'm not a clown. You ain't gonna dress me up to just get somebody to laugh. I'm sorry, right? It's not going to sit well with me afterward. At the end of the day, the brand is Keevo TV, but I still represent myself, my parents, all my family at the same time. So it's important for me to know that as much as the brand and Keevan Lewis are separate, they kind of linked as well.
Yeah.
So people are going to see Keevo and Keevan. They're going to see one person, right? So always remember that I don't want to compromise my principles to get somebody to laugh. It's just not going to happen.
So when he got that lesson, that talking to from mommy at 8 years old, I'm sure it had some curtail and nuts. Like they had some lasting effects.
My mother is not the curtail type. My mother is extremely brilliant. Now she's bright, right? She and I thought very brilliant. But my mother uses her brilliance to make you feel as to listen. This is the worst thing I ever did.
Yeah.
So she said, "Listen, you too bright for that. Do you want to do that for the rest of your life?" And it makes you think about it, like, what have I done, Lord? Right? So when she gave me that, I remember that when you get a emotional experience at a young age, it sticks with you. I remember what I had on. I remember where we were in the car, etc. And that stuck with me. I think Will Smith did it as well, where his grandmother saw his book that he was writing some rap rhymes in, right? And it was endless cussing in rap rhymes. His grandmother didn't tell him anything. She wrote a note. There, Will, you are smarter than this. Show the world that we know that you are smarter than this. And from that day on, that's why Will Smith don't cuss in his and he has rap. He might cuss in his shows, but that's why he cuss.
Because I realized that, okay, so in work, in terms of your safety, your love of safety, your comedy, you want to express yourself, not only just in a clean way, but you want to bring a certain message across. In pump life, it's not just about the partying, but somebody has to gain something from it. And the barbershop, start coming for a haircut.
Coming for, development,
So, and even couple up, because where you find that people just don't have value for relationships and that kind of thing, you're actually taking on that responsibility of bringing it back into the regime of life and stuff. So there is a common thread.
Yes.
And you did mention pre-recording that you want to be the next Oprah in terms of being a motivational speaker and stuff. And where do you see, I mean, all of these platforms that you have currently, I could see that you could jump off of any one of them, or all of them combined at the same time. So becoming a motivational speaker for you, that being your next step?
Yes, I would say that definitely. So I do my comedy shows every 2 years, but I definitely want, we know we have a lot of people who are unable to find themselves or find their purpose. And I'm thankful that I've been able to find one of my purposes, which is being able to have a platform to encourage people to do that. And I think it's important as a young person to find what you're good at and be great at it, right? Being the best version of yourself is absolute freedom. So it's important for people to find it at a young age, find it and harness it and have the tools to more than likely monetize it.
Right.
At the end of the day, yes, you love it, no problem, but you want to be able to create a system that can help you monetize it so you can provide for your family and help others find themselves. So that's all I'm about. I'm about making sure people know that you can definitely find your purpose and be great at least one thing.
Yeah. You mentioned as well that you host weddings and other types of events and that kind of thing. Do you just carry the comedy part of it?
If I carry it to the event?
To those events,
Yeah. My brand is to make people laugh.
Right.
So, I've done about 70 weddings. Right?
70?
70.
Ay.
Yeah.
Listen, Celine,
this is in South?
No. All over Trinidad.
Married, so I find myself down South.
All over Trinidad. I've done in Tobago.
Right?
Yeah. I've done many weddings.
So they fly you out for their wedding?
How you mean? Yes. They fly me out. I don't find my own place though, but they fly me out. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. The hosting is It's me ad-libbing, it's me just going off the top of my head. But being able to do so many weddings, I've been able to create a formula that works pretty well. All right. So it's not the same thing all the time, but some of the elements remain the same because it's a new crowd all the time and they experience it and they love it. So most of my weddings are done because they were referred to by somebody else. Say, hey, Keevo is the man. All right. So Rome,
right.
Sonny Bling, my friend Keegan Barrett, Keegs, and Andrew Friday. That's the local Ian Allen, right? Andrew Friday. Right. We are like the wedding host group of Trinidad and Tobago.
So it's like a wedding hosting cartel.
A cartel. Woman in there.
Well, Celine, you could start, Celine. I know you're a bit more.
I've been telling my female friends. I've been telling my female friends that I will call the names. I get Roxanne DeLandro, right?
Roxanne, you watching here?
Roxanne DeLandro, Jalissa Jack. I believe that they have the talent to be not only comedians, but they can be hosts as well. They're very good. They're very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
They sure they good like Celine.
Yes.
Celine just hosted a thing in Hilton the other night.
That's what I'm saying, boy. We need the female. Nobody wants to see a hard pan all the time. I don't want to
yes, man. Oh, gosh.
My goodness.
I mean, a light voice.
A light voice, this rough voice, right through. This is Keevo. This is Keevo.
Oh, Lord.
Right. You're not right. You understand?
So you mentioned Rome, right? Rome said, he went to training. He went to Lisa Wickham and Dominic Cali Facade and everything. Yeah. Did you go to all these trainings, or you just got you use the comedy here with your
I think I should, because I know where my weaknesses are. Sometimes I eat up my words if I go too fast, and I've seen Rome do a lot of interviews, and Rome hardly ever says Rome is very fluent, very skillful. So that is training.
I want to say because he went CIC, but I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
I want to, but I will leave it. I will not say it.
Yeah, I definitely.
And I also won't edit it out.
Yeah, I think it's something I definitely should undertake. People have told me, listen, have you done radio before? Because you sound... But I'm just kind of piggybacking off listening to Ansel Isaac Blaze and JW Howe. Speaking to them the person is like, this is how you really sound? But when you hear them on radio, they have that talent to change their voice to make sure it's for radio. So I just kind of copycat what they do, but obviously it's not professionally done. So I guess I could work on those areas.
Well, you can come along with us.
Yeah.
But I mean, you already did 70 weddings and stuff. So I mean, So I mean, even if you feel like it's not professionally done, people, you're in demand.
In demand right now. Is that better? Be the animated hot, yes? Milk it.
So how far in advance people have to book you to host their weddings?
Preferably a month in advance. I'm actually booked for weddings in 2020. That's all.
So when a man propose and say, hey, what's going on, babes?
Before the man buy a tablecloth, he say, Keevo, 2020, I want in my wedding.
2020. We are in 2018.
We are 2018. I mean, we don't know how the world, but the man booked me. And normally I take a 50% down payment. I say, brother, when the time comes, right, a little closer, I can't take it now. We never know what can happen.
Yeah. The love coming out.
That's love.
I said, but that's the love. I said, brother, let's not do that now.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. 2020, that's a whole new government, everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe, who knows? Yeah.
Well, when I said new, it could be whatever.
There'll be an election.
Let's the
next term.
Yeah, next term. Let's go with that.
I'm stuck on that. A man.
That 2020.
He proposed us yet?
I'm not even sure.
I feel like he putting things in place.
Yeah, I don't know. He said, well, I don't have the wife yet, but I know I want you. Dog, all right. Yeah.
When I find that girl, you're going to host that.
Yeah, you're going to host that. Yeah.
So, what does you enjoy about being a host, though? Like, what do you enjoy the most? Is it the same thing like what you enjoy about making people laugh as a comedian?
Yeah. I enjoy being able to use my creativity. I like the pressure of having to create something on the spot. One of the things I always tell people, do not give me the chance to create an idea. So if somebody say, I want a business name, Keevan, you're going to shut me down for probably an hour because I have to create something for you. Right? Do not call me in the middle of something and ask, hey, I need help with a concept. That's a problem for me because I need to get this, at least, even if it's not what you want, I must put out something for you.
You have that itch to solve a problem.
Right away. Right. So when somebody comes and says, we have a host and we want to kill some time, create something for me, I will thrive in that environment. So I like the ability to ad-lib and create something new all the time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have all this talent, you have all this experience. Do you find it sometimes challenging that, you know, to be respected for your talent, respected for your experience, and paid commensurately for your time and skill set as a host, as a comedian, everything? I know you had a
yes.
I'm gonna let you rant again. Let's go.
Yes. Well, because it's a new genre, a new profession, people find it strange that they would have to pay for a host. They find it strange that you have to pay for somebody to perform. They find it strange that the price that we call is, I wouldn't say exorbitant, but how you could call them kind of price, right? But you have to value yourself. I know what I'm bringing to the table. I give you my best. You have to obviously compensate me for that, right? I'm not going to be outlandish and greedy and whatnot. And because we work in an environment where people are from different backgrounds, and you know, you may be able to afford this price, I'm going to work with you, because at the end of the day, it's me marketing myself and they telling people, listen, he was a real good boy. But I always tell people, market my service, don't market my price. Because I might give you half price down because I know you can't make the bill. That don't mean go and tell people, you know, our next person, hey, you'll get to our best price. Don't say that.
You know what comes to mind is quote from my friend Dominic Hutch from episode 2. He says that quality is remembered long after price is forgotten.
Yes.
And that's the case with almost everything.
Yes, that's very true. And in a customer service environment in Trinidad and Tobago, when you give them,
he did quotes there,
if you give them best service, they won't forget, because it's rare.
Yeah.
You understand?
I'll never forget the first time I went to the Hyatt. I was like, wow, we're in another country.
Exactly. People calling you to wake you up, and you know, your slippers here. And I said, but what is this? This is odd. Yeah.
They say, Mr. Valley. I was like, oh, I like this. Keep that up. Keep that up. All right. So let's talk growth. Let's talk expansion. Let's talk next steps, right? So you're currently a brand ambassador for a few brands. How did that come about? How do you become a brand ambassador for the Samsung S9? Well, did they find that you needed a new phone, or?
Well,
after looking at your video,
a lot of people say, hey, Keevan, get a new phone, and I bought a new phone, and it's still looking the same way. And thankfully, Jared Best Mitchell, right?
All right.
Number one salesman in Trinidad and Tobago.
Go, Jared.
Jared Best Mitchell said, listen, you'll be real good for a Samsung brand. And Jared was actually the link and helped me get that, opportunity.
So wait, Jared, let me talk to Jared for a second. So Jared, you watch these videos that I take with my OnePlus. Half a podcast world don't know what a OnePlus phone is. You watch my videos and you see me last week, Jared. You wouldn't come and say, Kevin, I feel we need to hit you up his hand. What? It's because I don't have a big following. I'm not good enough. All right, Jared. No problem.
And he'll tell you yes, sir.
He'll probably say yes.
He will say yeah. He will tell you, yeah, that's right. So, so the whole brand ambassadorship, obviously, when you create a tribe, people want to jump on board.
Okay.
And aligning yourself with the right brands. Now, because I do weddings, I wear a lot of suits every weekend. And I was put a picture up. And the thing is, I planned all this. This is all planned. So I put out the best outfit. People say, listen, I like your outfit. I like what you're wearing. Why not come to Madison Avenue and wear the clothes? So nothing was done by chance. It was all done on purpose. Because when they put things on purpose, people will jump on board with the same purpose as you. So Madison Avenue, thankfully, gave me the opportunity to wear better clothes, because I used to shop at Horizontal 8 Designs before.
That's where Infinity Mall or something?
That's Infinity Detour, right?
Woo!
Right? Whoa. And they gave me, right? Horizontal 8 Infinity.
Oh,
right? But, right? I'm not saying Detour is not good clothes. What I'm saying is that Madison Avenue now has given me the opportunity to look different. The cut was different. The fit was different. And when you have a good looking suit, you should know that.
Yeah.
People say, yeah, boy, this man, I had to pay this man the price he set.
So they set you up with that suit that you wore in Couple Up TT?
No, that was not me. The first suit I wore was a blue suit. All blue suit.
Oh yes, with the brown shoes.
Yeah,
not like a mark in your suit.
Yeah.
I like suits.
Yeah, so Madison Avenue put me up on that suit, and I was, listen, $1 million. I felt like $1 million in that suit.
Yeah.
Serious.
$1 million TT.
$1 million. Yeah, $1 million TT. Yeah, but brand ambassadorship is good, and I think it's important to know what your brand represents, so you can align your brand with something that you are comfortable with, because everybody says, and I know that I'm a man of the people. If I don't like that, I'll talk about it. So I cannot go into competitor brands, meaning, all right, can I say like Be Mobile and Digicel?
Yeah, you can say
So Be Mobile and Digicel, right?
Let them know
They both have their issues, right?
No.
they both have their issues. I complain about those issues. If they come to me now and say I want to represent this brand, then I'm no longer a man for the people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Gotcha.
But if Zoomers come, Zoomers don't really compete with anybody.
Right.
Zoomers is Zoomers, chips is chips. Zoomers want me to eat Zoomers? I love Zoomers.
So hold on.
I will do it.
Hold on, Keevo. So you telling me if KFC calls you now and say they want you to be a brand ambassador for KFC, you are no longer gonna argue on behalf of the people about this ridiculous price increase?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
So would you stop singing the Royal Castle anthem in your comedy skits?
No, I won't. I like Royal Castle. I like KFC. But if you want me to say one is better, I can't tell you one is better. I like both of them. Right? So competitor brands like that, where there are customer complaints or national complaints, I try to stay away from that. So if it's something that is generic, you want water, drink blue waters, people don't really complain about those kind of things now.
Right.
But if I am a man for the people, I have to represent the people. So a bank call, mind if I bankers.
Not really.
People didn't like banks. You know what I'm saying?
Except for Island Finance or something.
Well, Island Finance.
Need a loan that's hassle.
Yes, tune.
All right, Celine. I can't sing as good as Keevo. Go on.
I said nothing.
Whole evening with you. All right, Keevo, what's next, man? So most comedians, you look at them, you look at the Kevin Hart's, Chappelle's and everything, you realize that they're not just comedians, right? They're on TV, they're in movies, they have their own shows,
right?
Everything. So what's your plan there? I mean, I know you have the Couple Up show, but
well, my plan first and foremost is family, right?
Right.
Family requires time. I can't be all over the place and have a family. Kevin Hart does it, the other people do it. That's fine, right? But for me, comedy is just one of the elements of the different streams of income. So I plan to use that as much as I can. That doesn't compromise me spending time with the family that I want, etc. So I have Couple Up, I have Black Sheep, I have Pump, etc., etc. All those things can be done with me putting some time in and, making a profit for it. If I go into things that require my time in abundance, like a TV, I have to go a movie, that is time. Right now, I'm trying to manage my time as well as I can, and I find I don't have enough time. So the further I go, the less time somebody gets. That's important. Right. So it's really about having a balance. They understand that, all right, you may have to be away for this weekend and you have to do work. That's fine. But it cannot be for the whole month. You only see me for 2 hours. Right? So I want to make sure that when I progress, that I buy back time. So the money I make buys me back time. So eventually, I'm working at Safety right now, but I'm making double my salary outside. I now have 8 hours that I bought back because I could stay home now and make money. You understand?
Right.
Right. So I could buy back that time. So now is the grind to hopefully buy back the time that I spend in traffic for 4 hours and 8 hours at the job. I'm thankful for the job, but the job is the platform. So I can now buy it back in the next probably 10 years. Okay.
So what I observed though is that for people to kind of manage your time, especially with entrepreneurs and everything, the best way to get value for your time is instead of trading, let's say, hours for dollars, you try to scale, right? So you keep yourself in one place, but you're reaching X amount of people. Yeah. I mean, I suppose when you go to on a broader platforms and stuff, as opposed to the smaller one-on-ones or the smaller one to, let's say, low single digits or whatever it is. That's where you could kind of get more value for your time, because at the same time, you're reaching that many more people. Correct. You could charge maybe that much of a price. Correct, or whatever it is, Yeah. So, like, what would it take for you to leave leave your job though?
Well, as I said, if I make, for instance, if I'm making $10,000 and I consistently make $20,000 for a year, right, through different investments and money coming in, I can say, well, all right, I can sustain myself for now 2 years, right? So I have 2 years of wealth, right? So I can now sustain myself. So if I can do that comfortably, I can say, all right, the job is necessary. I could actually include another 2-hour job in that 8 hours that I bought back, right? To create more income. So it cannot be me making the same amount of salary outside as I make. It has to be double.
Right.
All right. So we want to move on to the advice segment.
Right.
So Keevo, now we all have that cousin, friend, that family member who's funny.
Right.
Working 8 to 4.
Right.
Hates their job, whatever it is. But I don't know, maybe they haven't implemented the proper systems, the proper structure, the proper discipline to kind of break out into the comedy field and to kind of get themselves more known, get themselves more recognized, get more gigs, get more, even the brand ambassador deals and so on. This podcast is about being practical, right? So how do they get started from being, let's say, the class clown or the family clown, that person always making those jokes, to a comedian, a well-disciplined and structured comedian? Because if you listen to Kevin Hart's interviews compared to his comedy skits, Kevin Hart is brilliant. Kevin Hart has a plan. Kevin Hart knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you get people to start thinking like that, especially young people?
You have to read. We don't read. That's basic.
Yeah,
and reading now comes in very different platforms, right? You have Instagram, you have YouTube, you have physical books. There is power in physical books. Learning the way in which somebody writes and researching a new word, etc. All those things come with added benefit. So you have to read as much as you can. At the end of the day, when you read and read the right material as well, you are able to find answers within yourself, because it's you and the book. So there's silence, and there's always something that clicks. As I said, the Seth Godin book clicked. Malcolm Gladwell, I won't forget it. And now I've made myself into what I am because I was able to continuously read certain material that allowed me to find what my purpose is. So that's the number one thing. Number two is surrounding yourself with people who are positive, and you cannot be the smartest person in the room. Everybody knows that.
Right.
If you are the smartest person in the room, you need to get either not new friends, but put yourself in a position where the people around you can teach you something. You don't lock off your friends, right? But you probably have to compartmentalize some people, because their habits are going to obviously segue onto your type of behavior. So it's important.
There's a podcast I listen to that always purports that you go as far as the average of your 5 closest friends.
Yes. That's very important. So surrounding yourself with positive people is important. So thankfully, my business partners, all of them have the entrepreneurship mindset, right? I was part of the Cash Flow Club. I have a book club. So we have those platforms for us to sit down and read and talk about something mature. So your mind is at that level of frequency. And I believe in the whole law of attraction and etc. And when you have that mentality, opportunities come, right? This is why you called me, right? This is why I would get an opportunity to do Madab Designs. It's because my mentality is such that I would see opportunities will come my way, and I realize, listen, this is something I should get into. If it passes me, that's not meant for me. But you have to have the awareness to see, hey, this is something I need to probably align with. So the people that you're around help you with that.
All right.
Yeah. So should I go more? I can have more advice. You know?
You have more advice?
Yeah, I don't know.
You have more advice?
Yeah.
No ranting?
Should I do more? Because I have more.
Ranting, I know you say you want to be next Oprah, go through.
Well, yeah, but listen, Oprah is a big part of my life. You know, my mother loves Oprah, and I love Oprah too. Right? Yeah. But you have to be true to yourself. Yeah. Being true to yourself is extremely important. People are able to read a liar. Right? When you speak to somebody, they will know, this man not being truthful to me. Right? Body language. So if I know Keevo is a comedian, I'm not going to try to be somebody else. And we live in this competitive society where this fan over here and this laptop does different functions. Right. So this fan is made to give you a nice school environment. Laptop gives you different functions. But the fan looks at the laptop and says, I want to be a laptop too. All right? And then you spend time not focusing on what your function is. And the only way you can know what your function is to plug in. If you plug into the source, whether it be your higher power, whether it be your books, whatever it is, that's when we can know your function. But the minute we start to look at this laptop and that fan as he blowing breeze and why I can't, no, that's not what you're about. You are here to cool the environment. please do that. And you will be great at it, because you cannot compete with that laptop, because he cannot do what you're doing. Nobody could be better than me.
Interesting.
Right? Because I am Keevo. So nobody could come and do Keevo better than me. I cannot do Jared Best Michelle. I cannot do Kevin Valley. I cannot do it better than you can. So immediately, you are number one. So once you have that mentality, the sky's the limit. But immediately when you tell yourself, nah, boy, because we're in the same type of circuit, right? Comedians, but he's number one, he's number two. You're selling yourself short. You will always find people to follow you when you're true to yourself. People will buy that Lasco because this one is the one I like. They have another brand, is the one I like. If they would not true to themselves or even not plugged in, nobody will know what they're good at. So they'll walk away. So I think that's enough.
Celine, I think that's a good place to wrap up, you know.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Again.
Listen, Celine, the man is a comedian, or he's not a clown, you know.
He's not a clown. He definitely proved that, though.
He's a thinker, too, because I was wondering, a thinker.
Yeah.
But the man, you hear the man thinks.
Yeah. Everything that he has stated that he is, we went through the entire process with you this evening, and thank you very much, because it was very informative, and I hope that we have as many listeners. We'll have to hashtag you. We'll have to put a handle.
Feel free.
So that
Keevo.
so that people can see that you're not. And the thing is, you're not talking ish on you bring it across in a funny way, obviously, but when they get to know you, I think you're going to get more followers. You're definitely going to get more followers, and then you'll be buying everybody cars.
You get a car. Everybody gets a car. That would be great.
Make sure it's not Nissan, because I heard that's the number one car that they're stealing.
Oh, no. We are going to that.
Yeah, no. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Keevo, where can we find you?
Keevo TV on Instagram, KWVO TV. Also on Facebook. I'm not very active on YouTube, but I have
what's going on with that?
I have some old...
Yeah, what's up with that? Why 2 years, last videos 2 years ago happened?
I just try to get with the times, and people's attention span is so short, right? If you send me a video for 4 minutes, I'm going to look at the beginning, at the end, and send you a LOL. That's probably that's what I do. I don't have time for 4 minutes now. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry.
4 minutes is a lot of time.
Yeah, I have to make sure it wasn't something serious. I'll send the LOL. And let's go from there, right? And the people will say, hey, it was funny, yeah? Yeah, Gil, it was funny. I did not watch the video.
The way you thought about the part in the middle.
In the middle. Be right back. That's me now.
I do
right?
that.
I'm sorry. I don't have that time. So if you send a Keevo video for 4 minutes, I am in the middle of work. I want a 1 minute video, right? And I will watch it. So I just went to the Instagram and it works. I probably would try to do some weekly wrap-ups, but... Time again. Yeah.
All right. Podcast world, there you have it. Comedian, not clown.
Yes.
Motivational speaker.
Yes.
Thinker.
Entrepreneur.
Barbershop owner.
Winer boy. I love my carnival. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I love my man.
That's our Trini.
Yeah. And what you do like is if don't let him go to your fete, a soca fete.
Oh.
And here you're playing, no kind of popcorn, no kind of
it's better. The only popcorn I have is it's salted. Any other popcorn in that dance, I don't want to hear. Only salted popcorn and caramel popcorn. Other than that, I don't want to know soccer fest. I'm sorry. Right? Jamaica can do it because that's a culture. Fine.
Right.
But don't come here and do that.
Everybody flinging their shoulder in their carnival.
Flick shoulder for your fling?
Yeah.
Trinidad?
Jenna bunks.
Nah, no Jenna. Jenna, sorry, Jenna.
No.
We'll do that up by you. Do it by me.
Hey, let me wrap up here. Podcast World, Cabin Studios. We are out. Keevo, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.